You're watching Toronto Sports Rush on the Bet Rivers Network.
It's Wednesdays with Keegan Matheson. Keegs, you could not have scripted a better start to the Toronto Blue Jays season if we just completely eliminate game number 4 of the season, because that's where everything went bad. Why don't we just start there? And the injury to the Blue Jays, one of their biggest offseason signings. He lasts 1 inning.
That's brutal, man, for Cody Ponce. And the way it happened was very baseball, just an awkward play. And this is where injuries come from in baseball, because when you are playing hockey, for example, you are in constant fluid motion. But the reason that you run into injuries in baseball, we see this in the NFL all the time with knee injuries, is that you're standing around and then you've got to burst. And Cody Ponce kind of got tangled up on himself. And I think everyone's probably seen the close-up of how the knee landed awkwardly. Right now, as of early Wednesday morning, they're calling it an ACL sprain, which, again, if anyone watches football, you never hear ACL sprain, you hear ACL tear. It might still be that. And the way baseball injuries work, Dan, it's like this slow drip of news, which I don't love. Let's be real about it. Everything starts as either a contusion or discomfort, which either means you got hit by something or you pulled something. That's always the initial diagnosis. And everyone says, "Oh, good, he's only contused." Well, that could mean that you shattered your skull, right? Then there comes update number 2 after the game, which we got, the ACL sprain. And I think later today, around the finale against the Rockies, we get the full diagnosis. That could be anything from a moderate sprain of the ACL, which is rare, at least in pro sports covering. That could leave the door open to him playing again this year. Or it could be a full classic torn ACL. He's gone for the year. You start again next year. I feel terrible for the guy. He spent 4 years, 3 in Japan, 1 in Korea, rebuilding himself and reinventing himself. So I'm glad he's gotten his money, his guaranteed contract, which will take care of him. But this is a big blow, man. He had a lot of family in house. George Kittle, his brother-in-law, was in the house with him. It's just brutal to see, man, for a guy a lot of people were rooting for.
No matter what the eventual injury is going to be, the one thing is certain, he's gone for a long period of time.
Yeah, no matter what. Even if this is a best-case scenario outcome, he's gone for most of the season, probably. So, Dan, I look at this kind of like Anthony Santander, both of the last 2 years, unfortunately, where if he gets back, cool, bonus. But you've got to plan as if he's not going to be back. And that means really needing Savage, Bieber, Berrios to get back. That means needing someone else to step up. And it means that Gausman, Scherzer, and Cease need to be driven to the stadium by a professional driver and walked around with security and wear helmets anywhere they go, man. These guys cannot get hurt.
Well, now it all makes perfect sense, because remember in spring training, we were there's too many starting pitchers.
Yeah.
Now, barely enough.
I remember when they signed Max Scherzer, and I'll be more honest about it, I think I was a little more clean about it when I was on the air. I didn't know where the hell he would pitch, and I was wondering how quickly that would get awkward. Because at that time, we thought Trey Savage would still be ready, and we didn't know that Jose Berrios had a crack in his elbow. So we thought that Scherzer was the 6th starter in line, and that's even when we thought Shane Bieber might be ramping up on time. He was the 7-8 range of starters. And keep in mind that this is coming off of a season where he dealt with a thumb issue all year, and he had a 5+ ERA. Okay, I know he's Max Scherzer. I get it. But he had a 5+ ERA over half a season. It didn't work last year. But he has discovered, Dan, playing the piano, which has fixed his thumb magically. And that's been a funny narrative, Dan. I've known for a few months now that it was the piano that fixed Max Scherzer's thumb. But I also knew that he really didn't want to talk about it. And frankly, I'm going to save my bullets, because Max has been here for a year. I have better relationships with some other guys. So I wasn't going to piss the guy off and ask about it. I'm glad now that it is out, because he was being really dodgy with what the solution was. He'd say, I found the solution. I don't want to get into it right now. And I'd be thinking, man, like it really sounds like you flew to Turkey for like an experimental trial or something. Like the piano story's cool. Like just the flexing of the thumb and hand side to side has helped him. It's worked. And he looks so refreshed, man. And it's so nice to not be talking to him about his thumb. Like it's just baseball now, and he looks really damn good.
And what a great story for Jays fans Scherzer has been, because it was great we got him. Then it got to a point where like, oh, man, we can't have this guy starting a game to becoming a playoff hero. And then the ovation he gets in Toronto, his first start of the year. And then a great point of the broadcast Monday night, Dan Schulman was he just stopped at one point and said, this isn't normal.
No, it's
a man of this age doing this. This isn't normal.
Yeah, it's incredible to witness this at his age, given what a thrower he is. Like, I think it's the oldest since R.A. Dickey to throw over 6 innings. R.A. Dickey was throwing a knuckleball with elbow ligaments missing. Like, that doesn't count, you know? That's great in its own way. Max Scherzer is a quote-unquote normal pitcher who is doing this normally with all of the ligaments in his elbow that have thrown thousands and thousands of pitches. Like, he is on the cusp. I think probably 2 starts from now, he's going to move into the top 10 all time in Major League strikeouts. Like, he's been around forever. He has thrown more sliders and more pitches that put strain on your elbow and your body than almost anyone in baseball the last 20 years. So to do this at his age, like Dan, the more and more that I do this, I'm impressed by longevity. I really don't care if a guy throws 100 anymore. Like, I've covered enough Nate Pearsons and guys that like, oh, wow, look at his big stuff. And it's fun. It's cool. Is he going to be in the league in 2 years? I don't know. I'm so much more impressed these days by longevity, like Gausman and like Scherzer. It's ridiculous what he's doing. And Dan, once he gets past 65 innings, I believe it's $1 million every 10 innings. That's a good motivation to stay healthy, I think. Every couple games, the siren will go off. Max Scherzer will take home $1 million.
I hope they have an in-stadium promotion when that happens. They probably will. The Toronto Blue Jays offense picking up exactly where it did last year. And by saying that, I mean every guy is picking up. Oh, Vladdy, you don't need to hit a home run. Just do what you got to do. We got you. Even though Vladdy is getting on base, he's getting hits. He hasn't hit the ball out of the park, but he hasn't had to.
It's a perfect mix again. And this is proof, Dan, that it's an actual identity. It's not just a one-year thing. It's an identity that's been established. The word culture always drives me a bit nuts because I don't think it ever means much, but the Blue Jays have built that. An offensive culture, an identity, where there's a level of trust between hitters. When Vladdy has been bad in past years, I'm thinking in their bad years too, it's because he tries to do everything. And when he expands, he tries to be too much. It just looks terrible. Everyone can picture Vladdy swinging at that low and away slider where he misses it by a foot. We're not seeing that right now because he has trust in the rest of his lineup. And the upside there is exciting. Kazuma Okamoto has looked fantastic. Like, he's already looked better than I possibly thought he could have. Jesus Sanchez, who is very much Addison Barger number 2. Like, he is looking great early on. And then you need games where Tyler Heineman gets a couple of hits, Miles Straw drops a bunt, Andres Jimenez decides he's going to swing it. Like, this lineup can work. And when you pair that with a rotation that I think will eventually be really damn good and really healthy, it's feeling like a better team. Like, already. It really is feeling like a better team than last year's.
This ABS system is going to be a source of enjoyment for fans throughout the entire season. There was a game last night where the call, the guy tapped the top of his head because it was called a ball. It was straight down the middle of the plate. So a lot of umps are going to get exposed. But last night you were in attendance for one call that was questioned, and it missed by 0.1.
0.1.
That might be the closest in ABS history so far.
And at that point, you've got to be standing there thinking, like, come on, man, like, give me a break. But I guess you need it to be official. And there were a couple, like, it's turning me into a monster now where I have access on my laptop to live real time. And there were a couple, like one of Max Scherzer's first strikeouts could have been challenged and overturned, right? It can drive you mad. But there have been some good ones. It is like, it's so cool in the stadium, man. It's working quickly enough. As long as it works quick, this is going to be a great addition. Like, people are loving it. And there have been a few, like, inning-ending ones that really result in a pop. But, if I challenged and lost by less than 0.1 of an inch, I would be kicked out of the game so fast.
The Brendan Little situation, it's so it's gone from get this guy out of town, and now after 2 appearances and where he's got torched both of them. Yeah. Now I think the fan base is, okay, I feel bad for this guy. What can be done?
This is rough, man, because he's coming off of that pretty bad run in the postseason, where it was untimely, it was big moments. At one point in Seattle, it looked like he might have cost them the postseason run, right? And that can wear on guys. You know, I want to always be careful to not try to be in their heads, because even the players who I have the best relationships with, I don't understand what they're thinking day to day, and I can never understand the pressure of being on that mound. You know, like if I write a terrible story, like maybe 2 idiots tweet me and I just mute them and life moves on, right? But Brendan Little was getting booed off the mound the other day at Rogers Center. That's one of the loudest boos I've heard in Toronto in a long time. This city doesn't boo, okay? Like, this city is where a guy allows 7 runs over 5 innings, and they give him a polite applause as he walks off the mound. And I'm up in the press box just cursing. And they're like, come on, be serious, you know? Now, again, it's not... I've been in Philadelphia and New York and heard real boos. It wasn't that. But it was loud. And it was new. Like, that was a moment for me, Dan, where I was like, wow, like, this city's changed a bit. Like, the expectations are there. They want to win right now on March 29th. Who cares? So the Blue Jays, I get it that everyone says, release the guy. Well, number one, he has an option. He'd go to AAA. He's still a lefty who can throw 98 with a big curveball. You still want to put that in AAA and try to figure it out, maybe. At the same time, I would love to see John Schneider throw him out there today. See what happens. Like, figure this out right now, okay? Do not give him a week off in the big leagues to try to catch his breath. Throw him out there and figure it out right now, because this is the American League East, and this division is probably going to be decided by a game. So if something is not working, you've got to figure it out right now. And that feels so tough and almost unfair because it's incredibly early, and you're looking even at that grand slam Langlear's hit that was a bit below the zone, but again, it's the AL East, and it's a very unforgiving division that does not allow for patience. So the Blue Jays, I think, are probably looking at that decision now. And again, I'd love to see him thrown out there today. Just see if he bounces back.
It'd be a great day to do it because it's an afternoon game and school is in. So that means school trips are there, which means there's just going to be whistling nonstop during the game.
I hadn't thought of that. Oh, the screeches of a school day. What a blessing. I can't wait to go to work now.
So with the Little situation, he's still on the team. Cody Ponce is injured. Are the Jays in the market for another arm?
Gotta be. Because right now they have Laz Estrada up from AAA, who can eat innings. Not a ton of upside there, frankly. He didn't have a great year last year. He's up because he can eat some innings. They have Adam Macko, the Canadian left-hander. They have CJ Van Eyck, Chad Dallas, Chase Lee, who's on the 40-man. They have some options down in AAA Buffalo.
Chad Dallas is a real human's name?
His nickname's Cheese. Great mustache. Great guy, too. Like, he's just a good character who I hope we see. But Chad Dallas. And out of that, they just need one guy to be competent, okay? Not everyone is going to work and fit as a big leaguer, but you need the quantity approach sometimes. If one of them can figure it out for 2 weeks, you're saved. You're good. Because then Berrios, I think, will be back first, then Savage, then Bieber, and maybe they have the problem again of too much starting pitching. But someone's got to step up, and I would expect the Blue Jays to be pretty active on the waiver wire with moves like this. You know, they've done good with, you know, Brendan Little, who did have a good regular season last year, was a small-time addition. Braden Fisher was a small-time addition who was not newsy whatsoever at the time. Like Mason Fluharty was not a big top prospect. The Jays have done well to find relievers. They've probably got to do it again. Maybe Jimmy Garcia coming back is another one, too.
So they will look elsewhere. They won't look in-house and say, Tyler Heineman, you are now on the pitching staff.
Please no. I'm all the way out on position players pitching. I'm just so done.
You're done with it.
I know that people enjoy it because it's wacky every once in a while, but for me, it always lands at the end of a game that's already god awful,
and you want to get out of there.
It extends it, and especially when you're seeing a guy get rocked for 4, 5, 6 runs. If they come in, give up a home run, a couple pop-ups, and get out of it, sure. But I don't know, man. I'm in favor of instituting a white flag. If you're down by 10, you can just give the other dugout a thumbs up, and everyone goes home healthy.
Yeah, forfeit rule.
Yeah, why not?
Baseball keeps making changes. That might be the next one.
I'm sure everyone would love that suggestion. All of the guys with Leafs logo avatars in my mentions would love that suggestion of introducing quitting to the soft sport of baseball.
Thanks, Geeks.
Thanks for watching Toronto Sports Rush on the Bet Rivers Network.